It's over. He's gone. Devin.
Hi. I called for backup. Come on. Come on.
Devin, is that this doesn't look good for us. I know you did your best to protect them, but if word gets out that two of our finest special ops unit were killed in this incident...
SMS 1224.
It's like a brother to me.
It's over here. There it is.
Kid, come over here. So what can you tell us about where the body went to?
He was coming at me with a knife, and I just pulled his mask off. His body disappeared. I don't know what else to say.
Good, son. That's all we needed to hear.
What are you doing? Let go of me!
For the time being, Captain James Devon, you're under arrest.
This isn't right! Alan, you're my friend. You can't do this to me!
You can't do this to Devin. He didn't do anything. He was just doing his job.
This whole case looks suspicious. Once the media hears about it, they'll be all over it.
I didn't know him well, but Devin was the only one I had left. You have to understand.
Look, son, police officers exist to secure public safety. Once people see this mess, they'll start doubting our ability to protect them. Ever since this country fell apart, people have had nowhere to turn to. Don't worry, Devin is not in too much particular trouble. We're just going to put him away until we can get things sorted out for his own good.
Alright, I understand. So what do I do? Just go home and pretend this never happened? That's impossible. All my friends are dead. And how can you be sure that the Jester Freak is really gone?
Life is no easy path, son. I wouldn't worry about the Jester Freak. I don't think he had anything against you. In these clothes, he won't be back.
I guess you're right.
We'll straighten things out with your parents. Honest. Best thing for you to do is go back home. But don't say anything about this to anyone. This thing never happened, understand?
Yes, sir. I understand. One last thing. Tell Devin I said thank you.
You're a real good kid. I'll tell him for sure.
Thank you. You know my name, so why can't I know yours?
What the heck, you're harmless. Well, before I was turned into this watch, I had a name. It was Jason Keating. Oh, I created so many evils.
Jason Keating, huh? Well, it's nice to meet you, I guess. Normally, I'd be a lot more surprised about a talking object, but I guess I've seen stranger things than you. But evil? What are you talking about?
Evil. Have you ever heard of a nation called Black Hawkia?
A little, I guess. It didn't really reach my town.
And maybe you have also heard of their secret service force called Non Plus Ultra.
I don't know, it was a short time ago in the news. I don't know why.
I used to work for them. But that was before I left them.
What did you do there?
For a number of years, I was a lead on many projects, most of which I was satisfied with. But there was one project that involved a way to protect the all-powerful rulers.
Which was?
Project Survivor. We had found a way to access alternate dimensions. Drawing power from these dimensions, we had some difficulties. We had to find a way to bind the power directly to the rulers. The only effective way of doing so was to have them wear masks, so that they would always have the powers on them. These masks were made of cheap materials, but they were far more powerful than you could imagine.
Wait, so...
Silence! When I created the masks, I saw firsthand the terrible power that they would have if they were used by anyone like the tyrants that ruled with no limits. So for 3 years, I kept them hidden and worked on other projects. Finally, when things began to crumble, the leaders each wanted their masks. I knew that I was the only one who could stop them from getting the masks. So I fled to a tiny rogue nation known as the Republic. I gave their commander the masks and crossed the border to gain my freedom. What is it?
Well, how did you die?
Death. I do not recall, but my life ended in a flash. There was no warning.
I'm not sure if you know of this, and I'm not sure if I'm supposed to tell anyone, but I think one of my friends used one of those masks.
Ah, yes. Lyle, or the Jester Freak as you may have known him.
You know?
Oh yes, I know everything about my creations and what becomes of them. The masks that Lyle was wearing was called the Mask of Destruction, which was also the most powerful of them all. Thankfully, he didn't touch upon its full power. There were also 2 other masks. The Mask of Sorrow and the Mask of Death.
Where are those masks?
That is not for you to know, for if they are found, the ultimate destruction could rain down upon the earth.
Well, what happened to Lyle's body?
What happened to Lyle's earthly body was that it disappeared.
Why?
Do not be so rash with me. I could destroy your entire existence with my hands tied behind my back, and I don't have any. Now, shall we proceed? Now, once removed, the masks transport the body of their wearer to a safe place in another dimension, which functions like a copy of Earth. Unfortunately, I could never figure out a way to get the wearers back into the normal world.
So you're saying Lyle's safe?
Basically, yes. But I can see that he's unhappy, because he is alone in that world. You see, no one else really used the masks except for my brother. But that's another story of the countless ones that I've encountered in my lifetime.
But what about the people he's killed?
Similar to Lyle, their souls are transported to another dimension. However, this dimension is different from the wearer's dimension because it provides sheer happiness until death. No one is immortal there, and everyone ages like the normal world.
Is it possible to get my friends back?
It is very possible, but it would be extremely difficult. The only way to enter into this alternate existence is to become one of them, or a wearer of a mask.
Well, there has to be some way to get my friends back, right?
There is a way, but you may regret following it. Say you had an opportunity to go back in time and change events so that Lyle never put on the mask. Would you do it?
Sure I would, if it meant seeing my friends again.
But what if you only had a small amount of time to change the event?
I think I would still do it. Why?
Well, Aero, I have the complete capability of sending you back through time. However, I'm afraid I can only draw enough power from my source to send you back for a few minutes. Take warning, however, that whatever you change in the past could drastically affect the future. Do you understand?
Yes. Yes, I do. And I think the event that I'll change will be Lyle not putting the mask on. That sounds reasonable, right?
The rebirth of time and the objects within it is unpredictable. If you are willing to take the risk and you believe that you shall succeed, then go. Will you?
I believe that I will. Do you know the events of the Jester Freak?
I've studied for a lifetime the events of past and future. I do indeed.
Well then send me back in time to the moment right before Lyle put on the Jester Freak mask. I have to stop him.
Listen carefully. You will enter the body of your previous self for only a slight period of time. When the time runs out, you will be transported back to the exact second of the time in which you left. Now, be warned, however, that things may be very different. Are you sure you're up to this?
I am.
Stare into my center. Let this soul travel through the depths of time to create the rebirth of our dimension. Have him succeed on his journey to change his life. May all things be fixed properly and completely, and let time resume control as it will. Aero, close me when you are ready to go back.
Lyle, stop, don't do it. Lyle, sorry to interrupt you.
It's fine.
Dude, I'm sorry that me and the others made fun of you for your jacket and stuff. I guess it is a little bit cold. And I'm sorry I've been a bad friend in general. Dude, I'm just asking, can you forgive me?
Yeah, sure.
So, what do you got there?
It's a mask that I found.
It looks really creepy. Just put it down.
But I want to put it on.
Lyle, you don't know what that could do.
I know exactly what this can do.
No! Get off me! Sorry, I just tripped.
Wish we were going next time. What am I doing here anyway? I gotta take a piss.
Alright.
Excuse me.
Okay, alright.
Don't look. Gaylord?
Ugh. We need to go now. I can't keep us here for much longer. Close me now!
Where did he go? Aero? Aero? Whatever.
Sir, we found the item. Returning to base.